Will Yuta Okkotsu survive? Let's talk about it. So if you're unaware, recently Yuta Okkotsu has been on the receiving end of what is probably a world slash, and subsequently it looks like both Yuta and Yuji potentially have been chopped in half. And usually in Jujutsu Kaisen, getting chopped into 3 pieces is the end of your life, but there is a first time for everything, so we're going to talk about that in this video as to whether or not Yuta Okkotsu might live. So let's take a look at how he died here and the mechanics of what went down. It looks like Sukuna used the world cutting dismantle, and some people don't think he did, but personally I don't see why we'd think that. He recites the same Mahoraga prayer, Scale of the Dragon, Recoil, Twin Meteors, and then launches off an attack. A chant we have only seen used when using these space dismantles so far. And even if this wasn't a space cutting dismantle, the fundamental objective of the space cutting dismantle is to chop you in half, and Yuta is looking very instantly chopped in half, so objective achieved. But that being said, let us delve into some actual copium, because upon reread there are some things I noticed that I would like to talk about. At the beginning of the chapter, we see Yuta using the one-use cleave from the katana he picked up last chapter, and the katana dissipates, as is the nature of Yuta Okkotsu's domain. But the thing I want to talk about with his domain is that the katanas do not contain his sure hit. When Yuta opens his domain, he gets to pick a sure hit from his copied curse techniques, and then the rest of his copied techniques are these katanas. And after dropping Jacob's Ladder on Sukuna this chapter, he uses another katana that we never get to see the curse technique of. He only used said katana to stab through Sukuna's arm and pull it across to make sure he can't utilize a hand sign. And Yuta, when he gets chopped in half, he is still holding on to the katana with his right hand. His left hand kind of got, chopped off too. And undeniably, this is a terrible position for Yuta to be in. We see his domain starting to crumble, so if this katana does anything useful, we're going to find out very quickly. And with Maki showing up, she kind of seems like the backup here, with their original plan being just waking up Megumi. I've seen some conversation about Yuta Okkotsu stopping the Jacob's Ladder early, and that they shouldn't even be worried about saving Megumi. And I understand where people are coming from, but disrupting Sukuna's hold over Megumi's body just seemed like the best option to stop Sukuna. And I'm not even convinced that Yuta did turn off the Jacob's Ladder early, and that is supported by some of the dialogue in this chapter. Sukuna's whole plan here was to turn off his hollow wicker basket and get hit by Jacob's Ladder to fire off his world slash. And there seems to be an assumption that while Angel's technique is going off, you cannot use your curse technique, but this is never showcased as an instantaneous effect. Nowhere is it ever said that if you simply touch the beam, your curse technique just stops working. Maybe you could extrapolate this from Angel saying she can simply walk through barriers, but even then, she said to destroy the foundation of the barrier, that is what is required to stop the technique entirely. And for the longest time, Jacob's Ladder has been treated as a guaranteed instant kill by people like myself, but in this chapter we see it is partially related to output, because in 251, Yuta fires off Jacob's Ladder at maximum. So if Angel's technique is a guaranteed one-shot no matter what, I don't see why output would matter, and I don't see why Sukuna would be trying to take this on whatsoever. Especially when we take into account that Sukuna is not only aware of Angel's technique, but he has been hit by it before. The only potentially contradicting piece of information here is Angel saying this should kill him, but at the end of the day, this is Angel speculating, and this isn't a guarantee. So it looks like this chapter, Sukuna ate Yuta's sure hit, he lived, and then they tried to wake up Megumi, and that is where their plan fell apart. Maybe waking up Megumi would have made the effect of Jacob's Ladder more potent, or maybe they would have just dropped another one on him. We don't know for sure. Which, to be fair, their plan was good. Stopping Sukuna in this way would have worked had they actually accounted for Megumi being as depressed as he actually is. But on the note of Yuta potentially surviving, let's talk about manifested Rika. This is brought up a lot, and I'm really trying to think of what a fully manifested Rika would be able to do to save Yuta here, besides maybe giving him curse energy, but then again, it's still a brutal situation. And Yuta has to channel through the ring to manifest Rika, the same ring that just got chopped off his body. But I would like to talk about the obvious comparison to Gojo, where people say, oh, Gojo couldn't heal from this, and that's true, I do agree, but Gojo is a little different. A lot of people seem to treat the Black Flash as though it gave Gojo a 100% fresh start. That is not the case. Black Flash does get a number attached to it. It does say 120% of your potential, but at the end of the day, a Black Flash is putting you in the zone. The increased output, the 120% of your potential, all of this is as a result of a better understanding of cursed energy temporarily from your Black Flash. And this is also why once you hit one Black Flash, it becomes easier to hit another because your understanding of the concept itself has increased. So in the case of Gojo, he is in the Jujutsu zone, he has an increased output temporarily, and nothing takes you out of the zone like getting chopped in half. So the current Yuta, the one that got hit by the World Slash, he is in a better position than Gojo was. He wasn't forced to open up 5 domains, he wasn't forced to fight Sukuna in his own malevolent shrine with RCT on full output the entire time. But even with that level of copium, I still think it would be unbelievably generous to just say that, oh, Yuta is going to RCT through this entire thing. The thing that people keep bringing up, and I think the most likely candidate for Yuta coming back, would be a Rika sacrifice, or something to do with Rika in general. It's true she doesn't have Rika's original soul anymore, but Rika is still treated as an independent entity, acting independent of Yuta's orders occasionally, and sometimes she just has to be told to chill. Rika also has the power of the last Sukuna finger, most likely, because it sounds like she is the one who ate it given the nature of Yuta's technique. And if Rika herself is the one imbued with the power of the Sukuna finger, well, that pretty much makes her the ultimate finger bearer. So maybe Rika is about to go Ultra Rika, similar to what happened when she flipped out during the domain expansion. She might be able to help out Maki or help out Yuta, and even if she doesn't, let's be real, Sukuna is definitely going to try to get that last finger. So I'm praying to God that Yuta is not the one who ate that finger and it's in Rika instead, because Gege Akatame said that Sukuna was probably going to eat a major character. So if Yuta is the one who ate the last Sukuna finger, his death by cannibal chances go up so dramatically. I'm just hoping that is not the case. But then again, maybe the character Gege Akatame is talking about is Sukuna himself, because Sukuna did eat his own body. But the last thing I want to touch on here is the more meta reason as to why I think Yuta might live, and that's because Yuta is the leader of the heavy hitters. And having the leader of the heavy hitters just eat shit before the fight even really starts with all of them, that just seems a little strange to me. And this whole cold entrance from Maki that's supposed to be really epic, which to be fair, it is really epic, is a little goofier when you take into account her friends just got caught in a Saw movie. I feel like Maki's a not so timely arrival is here to give them a chance at survival, and I don't really think that Maki is going to have a straight up 1v1 with Sukuna. I can see it happening a little bit because this would be the one opportunity to get a Toji versus Sukuna fight, and pretty much everybody wants to see Toji versus Sukuna, even if every power scaler could tell you that Toji gets bodied by 20 finger Sukuna. Who cares? Toji is Jujutsu Batman, and he is caught in a love triangle with Sukuna and Gege Akatame to find out which one Gege Akatame actually loves more. And if Toji is Batman, Maki is Batman Beyond, so I would like to see this fight personally. And with the recent advent of Kenjaku's brain juice trickling out on the street, there's only one character left to body or get bodied by, and that is Ryomen Sukuna. Unless your name is Hikari and you are stuck in mortal combat with a hobbit. But those are some of my thoughts on Yuta's survival. I know I said I thought he was going to die, but the more I think about it, I think it's less likely that he has to die here. It's really up in the air. Gege made a pretty big point to show that he was the one that got hit by the World Slash, but it's also left intentionally ambiguous, and he didn't wake up in an airport. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll have a Yuji video out at some point here soon too, and as always, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.